So what's this? We've got 4 different player groups, all with different costs in this event. Yeah, if you've been hearing that said, it is true. In this current duo maze event that has the Eolic dragon along with a couple of other dragons available in it, we actually have 4 different player groups this time. And so if you were annoyed at the Group A and Group B thing, well, now we've got Group A, B, C, and D. And essentially what this means is when you're going through this duo maze event, you're just potentially going to have to pay more than the next player just because why not, basically. The other big change about this duo maze event that I'm personally not a fan of at all is this right here. You will see that we've got Mr. Little Buzzy Beetle, and there's actually a battle before you even get to the keys this time. And the reason why a lot of people are going to be going down the keys path is because we've got a new collection that has these duo charge items, and if you collect enough of the duo charge items, just like with the other mythical, you can get your hands on a new mythical dragon. So duo discharge, which is a hilarious name, by the way. But that is how you can get your hands on this new dragon. You can get some Joker orbs, times 100 Jokers would be nice, and you know, a random Phoenix perk potentially would be great. But that is available on the keys path. So a lot of players are going to be going down the keys path. And like in this case, you can see that in order to even get the key to go onto the next path, you're going to have to finish off the fight. Now, this isn't a major, huge issue, but what this means is that before, during maze events, you could save up all of your currency and then spend it at the end. Now you can't do that. Now, you actually have to wait, do your battles first, and then be able to spend the currency, so you have to actually do the paths through the duration of the event. So you can't just save up and then make your decision at the end anymore, which means that you're probably going to be making a less informed decision, because now, if you get lucky with, say, ads or something, well, you can't really factor that in. You just have to do it with, like, the base amount of currency that you have. So, overall, no, I personally am not very happy about this at all, but this is more of their player group testing. And if you want to know what the different costs are for each of these paths, actually, ditlep actually has them this time, which I don't know if they've been doing it for the others. I never saw them post it for the others, but we've got 4 different instances of the Maze Island here. This is 168, 169, 170, and 171, and they are posted, thanks to Mark, in the Dragon City event guide section of the Discord server, so if you ever get lost, you can find them again here. They're all posted in here, so thanks, Mark. But just as an example, if we click on Mr. Fortune Beetle here, and this is the first one, 168, you'll see that the starting cost is 20, which is the same for all of them, but the second one is 25 for player group A. Then on the second one, the second tile is 27. For player group C or 3, it's 28, and then for player group 4, it's 30. So even by the second tile, you can already see that there is a difference in the amount of currency that it costs. And so you can actually use this to be able to determine which player group you're in. I haven't even checked mine yet because I was just spending, because I was going to go down the keys path anyway, and then I ran into the battles, and then that annoyed me anyway, so I haven't touched it since. But that is how you can check which player group you are currently in. Now, if you want to know just how big of a difference this total cost is, we've got electrostatic, which in group A is 6,020 plus 4,800. Then in this one, it's 7,100 plus 5,600, which is, yeah, that is a significant difference already. Then in player group C for electrostatic, we've got 8,300 plus 6,400. And then we've got, in this one, 9,400 plus 7,200. But one thing that I will also mention is that along with these bonus costs, apparently the amount of currency that you can get per reset has also increased. But usually before, when they've done this, I haven't double checked it with this one, but usually it didn't quite make up. It was like you're losing at least 10%, even though they've increased the amount of currency that you earn. So this is more of them just testing things out, but personally having 4 different groups of people where people are having completely different experiences and potentially not even getting like one of the legendaries that are even decent, you know, that kind of could really suck. Like, just look at Galaxy Face, 6,700 in player group A. In this one, it's 10,400. That is a 4,000 difference almost in cost. which is just obscene. So rather than me posting all of the costs like I usually do, I think it is much better for you if you first find out which player group you are, and then you can see how much it's going to cost you, because otherwise we're going to have like 700 different amounts of numbers on the screen. And you know, these websites, well, ditlep especially does do a good job of showcasing all of this time. But if you go on the Aeolic Dragon's path, I mean, you can even check this in the game, which he'll be available in 3 hours 42 minutes. But on his path, there isn't really anything of value anyway. I mean, there's a duo chest, but there's not really anything very interesting. A black chest, but not worth going out of your way for. But on the other path, however, we have insignias as well. Like, we've got insignias, we've got duo items, we've got the the discharge items. You're never going to convince me that that's not hilarious. So if you want to get the insignias, you want to get the event items, and you want to get the new duo items, the best choice for you is going to be the keys path, regardless of which player group you're in. And you will also notice that there is no new dragon this time, because they actually took away the new dragon from these maze events. They announced this last time, and instead they've replaced it with this overall collection dragon, which I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, one of the joys of doing the maze event was being able to get a new dragon on your way through, and now they've removed that. So it is what it is. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm in favor of them. Basically, it almost feels like playing favorites with certain players, because, you know, it's like certain players get a regular old maze as normal as it can be anymore, and then others just get kind of screwed over. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of players playing the exact same game and having such a significantly different experience just in terms of rewards. It's not like the gameplay is changing or anything. It's not like you can do anything like mechanics-wise to make a big difference. It's literally just this costs you more or this costs you less than someone else. Like, it's not an interesting change of mechanics or anything. The other thing that's also kind of confusing people at the moment, and me also, is the fact that we have had a timer change on the runner event, and this means that, like, we've just had a reset now at 7 AM, which is really screwing with me. And basically, I woke up earlier and I had 5 minutes to do the reset, and there was a breeding quest. Thank goodness these terrors paid out with like 30 seconds left to go. But my goodness, it is putting me on edge, because I'm so used to the regular reset timers, and now this is completely messed with me. And plus I did miss some resets anyway because of some stuff that was happening IRL, but now we have to do these runner event quests again. And of course the runner event's the same as normal. You know, we've got the new duo delicate dragon, we've got gems, we've got duo chests, so that is just as normal. It's just we got to make our way through and make sure that we don't miss our actual collection times for these event items, because again, it's just a mess when they change all the timers around. I just can't handle it. My brain is like now programmed to only care about certain time frames, and then when they change it, like I don't know what's going on anymore. It's the same when they change it from like daylight savings time and then suddenly the timer's off by another hour. Like that is not pretty. It's not a good time. But regardless, if you weren't aware of why, I'm not sure if it's something to do with the event itself, like some sort of problem that they had day one, but I wasn't around day one anyway. But that is a thing. So keep all of it in mind while you are going through this event, and just do your runner event stuff as normal, I guess. We don't have too much longer to be spending on all of our currency, so we need to make sure that we spend it all before the end of the day, basically, because there's a day left. And then we got hatching eggs, which hatching eggs is fine, because again, we could do that with our Terra Dragon eggs. I randomly bred this legendary again. Didn't even remember doing that, but that's a free duplicate that we can recall. And I do like recalling lots of dragons. Like, we just got a couple of E5 dragons recently just from puzzle event breeding, which, you know, it's free E5, even though they're like uncommon dragons, which are useless, but I'd take anything over nothing. So that is fine. I guess I will use my ads to skip some of these. We're going to have Mirage soon, which is great because I like finishing off these stinky special sanctuary breeds because they are a pain to get otherwise. But we will finish off the rest of these runner event tasks in a moment, or I will anyway. Aside from that, the only other new thing that we have is genuinely just this discharge collection. But we do also have this, which we will finish up in a moment, because I don't think we're going to be doing this one, not even close, especially since I didn't quite finish off what I wanted to in puzzle event. I didn't even get the dragon this time. So this is very doubtful. I'm not even going for this Phoenix perk plus vampire egg. I'm just going to be going for this one, which is a free mythical egg and free 80 Joker orbs, which is fab-tabulous TBH. So I will take it. But I guess for now we will continue our grinding, logging in, watching our ads for stuff, and just trying to do whatever we can out of the current maze event. And, you know, I do know that it sucks for players if you're in one of the annoying groups that is just getting a bit screwed over more than others, but it is what it is at the moment. Everyone's getting screwed over a little bit, so I don't feel too bad about it. I guess we'll summon High Tidal while we're here. You know, he's been part of the calendar stuff. Yeah, sure, why not? 2 days, he'll be ready to summon, pop into our hatchery, so there you go, we'll get him. And, of course, we continue on with our coin collecting, but we've got a little bit longer on that. I'm just hoping that from this coin collection, maybe we get, I don't know, maybe even if we get High Feral, I wouldn't be too upset. Obviously, Corruptive Flame would be nice. It's quite unlikely, but just any dragon that we don't already have, I'd be happy with. I hate getting duplicates out of this. It's like you log in basically for a month just to get a duplicate vampire, and I know that they're food producers. I know, they have their uses. They're not completely useless, but man, I just like new stuff. I want to get to at least 1,500 dragons, and then I can finally start focusing on empowerment, because like my main goal is just collecting new stuff. And then when they're taking new dragons out of the maze, that upsets me greatly. They're removing my collection side. Very sad indeed. But anyway, again, if you do have any questions about the maze event, feel free to ask in the Discord server or in the comments, but it is Mr. Ditlep this time that will be your friend. And again, if you scroll down, it will show you all the items that you can get. Like we've got Gemtopia chest there, we've got the discharge item, Eternal chest, well, insignias, more event items. It's just Keys Path is just best, so that's going to be my recommendation this time. But your choice if you really want Galaxy Fae, but you can just get that from elsewhere, so I don't really see the point of going down Eolic or Galaxy Fae's path. Like, they're just kind of pointless at the moment. I would just recommend the other paths, and, you know, you could try and get some of the duo chests from the other places first, and, you know, just do whatever you want to do at the end of the day, but best path is going to be Keys Path this time. But anywho skis, for now, I hope that you have a grand day.